25. Black actors with the most tragic deaths. They were the voices that moved nations, the faces that lit up stadiums, and the talents that redefined what was possible. Yet behind the glory and fame, their lives were cut short in ways that shocked the world. Car crashes, mysterious murders, sudden illnesses, and tragic accidents. These are not just stories of loss. They are reminders of how fragile even the brightest stars can be. Today on Legends of Black Excellence, we honor 25 black actors and entertainers whose untimely deaths still haunt fans. Watch closely because their stories will make you feel question and remember. Are you ready to face the truth? Rajul Butler. Rajul Butler's life was a testament to perseverance, discipline, and unshakable determination. Born on May 23, 1979 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, he grew up in a challenging environment where basketball became both a refuge and a pathway to success. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches, Butler's athleticism and sharpshooting skills made him a standout at LaSalle University, where he scored over 200 career points and left as one of the school's all-time greats. Drafted in the second round of the 2002 NBA draft by the Miami Heat, he carved out a 13-year professional career, a rare feat for a second-round pick, playing for notable teams such as the New Orleans Hornets, Los Angeles Clippers, Chicago Bulls, Toronto Raptors, Indiana Pacers, and San Antonio Spurs. His consistency as a three-point threat and his reputation as a selfless teammate earned him respect in every locker room he entered. Off the court, Butler was known for his charisma, humility, and devotion to his family. His relationship with singer Leah LaBelle was a story of mutual ambition and shared dreams. Together, they embodied the image of a power couple on the rise, supporting each other's careers while nurturing a deep personal bond. Tragically, on January 31, 2018, Rajul and Leah lost their lives in a single-car accident in Studio City, Los Angeles, when their vehicle crashed at high speed. The sudden news stunned fans, friends, and former teammates, prompting an outpouring of tributes across the sports and music communities. Memorials and social media posts painted a picture of a man whose influence went far beyond the hardwood. Do you think athletes' off-court legacies can be just as impactful as their game day performances? Rajul Butler's journey serves as a reminder that true greatness isn't measured solely by statistics, but by the positive imprint left on those around us. His name remains etched in the memories of those who witnessed his professionalism, his passion, and his unwavering commitment to excellence. Though his career and life were cut tragically short, the lessons he left behind continue to inspire aspiring athletes to aim high and live with purpose. Leah LaBelle. Leah LaBelle's rise to fame was fueled by raw talent, relentless ambition, and an unmistakable stage presence. Born Leah LaBelle Vladowski on September 8, 1986 in Toronto, Canada, and raised in Seattle, she discovered her passion for music at an early age, drawing inspiration from gospel, R&B, and soul. Her big break came in 2004 when she became a fan favorite on American Idol Season 3, capturing audiences with her powerful voice and emotional delivery. Although she didn't win the competition, her exposure opened doors to collaborations with industry heavyweights like Pharrell Williams and Jermaine Dupri. Leah's unique blend of old-school soul and contemporary R&B earned her a devoted following and critical praise, particularly for her 2012 single Sexify. Outside of music, Leah was admired for her warmth, humility, and dedication to her craft. Her relationship with NBA player Rajul Butler was a partnership rooted in mutual support and shared dreams. They were often seen as a model of love and balance, two driven individuals excelling in different arenas yet deeply connected in life. Tragically, on January 31, 2018, Leah and Rajul died together in a high-speed car accident in Los Angeles. The news devastated fans and peers, cutting short the promising future of a voice that still had so much to offer. Have you ever discovered an artist whose career ended far too soon, leaving you wondering what more they could have achieved? Leah's legacy lives on in her recordings and in the lives she touched through her authenticity and artistry. She remains a reminder that even brief careers can leave a powerful and lasting mark on the world. Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix redefined what it meant to play the guitar. Born Johnny Allen Hendrix on November 27, 1942, in Seattle, Washington, he overcame a turbulent childhood to become one of the most influential musicians in history. His revolutionary style blended blues rock and psychedelic sounds, creating a sonic experience unlike anything before it. Hendrix's mastery of distortion feedback and unique chord voicings transformed the electric guitar into a limitless instrument of expression. Landmark performances, including his rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock in 1969, cemented his status as a cultural icon. International fame came quickly after forming the Jimi Hendrix Experience, with hits like Purple Haze and All Along the Watchtower, captivating audiences worldwide. Yet behind the innovation was a man battling the pressures of fame and personal struggles. On September 18, 1970, at the age of 27, Hendrix was found dead in London, his passing shrouded in mystery. The official cause was asphyxiation, but unanswered questions fueled decades of speculation. Do you think the mystique surrounding a musician's death can amplify their legend or overshadow their true artistry? Even with a career that spanned only 4 years in the spotlight, Hendrix's influence is immeasurable. His boundary-pushing creativity inspired countless artists across genres and generations. Today, his riffs, techniques, and fearless experimentation remain a benchmark for guitarists, ensuring that his spirit and innovations will resonate for as long as music exists. Prince Rogers Nelson was more than a musician. He was a visionary who reshaped the boundaries of sound, style, and performance. Born June 7, 1958 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, he was a prodigy from an early age, mastering multiple instruments and composing original music in his teens. By the early 1980s, he had emerged as one of the most dynamic forces in popular music, blending funk, rock, pop, and R&B into a genre-defying sound. Albums like 1999 Purple Rain and Sign of the Times became cultural touchstones, selling millions of copies and earning him 7 Grammy Awards, an Academy Award, and induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Prince was also a bold fashion icon, embracing androgynous-style high-heeled boots and flamboyant stage outfits that challenged conventional gender norms. His live performances were legendary, an electrifying mix of musicianship, theater, and raw energy. Offstage, he fiercely guarded his independence, often fighting record labels for control of his work. On April 21, 2016, the world was stunned when Prince was found dead at his Paisley Park estate at age 57, the cause determined to be an accidental fentanyl overdose. Do you believe an artist's refusal to conform can be the very reason they leave an unforgettable legacy? Even in death, Prince's influence endures. His catalog continues to inspire musicians, while his fearless individuality encourages artists everywhere to stay true to their vision, no matter the cost. Aretha Franklin, born March 25, 1942 in Memphis, Tennessee, earned the title Queen of Soul through an unmatched combination of vocal power, emotional depth, and cultural impact. Raised in Detroit, she began singing gospel in her father's church, where her extraordinary voice first drew attention. By the late 1960s, she was a dominant force in music with hits like Respect Chain of Fools and Think, becoming anthems of empowerment during the civil rights and women's liberation movements. Over her career, Franklin earned 18 Grammy Awards, sold over 75 million records, and became the first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. Her artistry extended beyond the stage. Aretha used her platform to support social justice causes, performing at rallies, benefits, and presidential inaugurations. Her music carried messages of strength, dignity, and self-worth, inspiring generations. In 2010, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, a battle she faced privately with grace. She passed away on August 16, 2018, at the age of 76, surrounded by family and friends. Have you ever felt a song speak so directly to your soul that it became part of your life's soundtrack? Aretha's voice remains one of the most powerful instruments in music history, and her influence still resonates across genres. She was not just a singer, she was a cultural icon whose legacy will continue to uplift and inspire for decades to come. Roger Troutman. Roger Troutman was a musical innovator whose creativity reshaped the sound of funk and influenced generations of artists. Born November 29, 1951 in Hamilton, Ohio, he began experimenting with music at a young age, eventually forming the band Zapp with his brothers. Their self-titled debut album, released in 1980, became a funk classic, propelled by Roger's pioneering use of the talkbox. Tracks like More Bounce to the Ounce and Computer Love showcased his ability to blend infectious grooves with futuristic soundscapes, earning him a reputation as one of funk's most distinctive voices. Beyond Zapp's success, Roger's influence extended into hip-hop and R&B. Artists from Dr. Dre to Tupac sampled his work, introducing his signature sound to new audiences. Despite his achievements, Roger remained humble, devoted to his craft and his family. Tragically, on April 25, 1999, his life was cut short in an apparent murder-suicide carried out by his brother Larry. The shocking circumstances left fans and fellow musicians in disbelief, mourning not just the man, but the musical genius he represented. Do you think pioneering artists often face more pressure to sustain their success than those who follow established trends? Today, Roger Troutman's legacy thrives in countless songs that sample or pay homage to his work. His innovations continue to shape modern music, proving that his voice, both literal and artistic, will never truly be silenced. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Amaru Shakur was more than a rapper. He was a poet, activist, and cultural icon whose words gave voice to a generation. Born June 16, 1971 in East Harlem, New York, and raised in a politically active family, Tupac infused his music with themes of social justice, poverty, and resilience. His albums, including Me Against the World and All Eyes on Me, combined raw storytelling with lyrical sophistication, earning him over 75 million records sold worldwide. Tracks like Changes, Dear Mama, and Keep Ya Head Up became anthems of truth and empowerment. His artistry extended beyond music into acting, with acclaimed roles in films such as Juice and Poetic Justice. Yet Tupac's life was marked by controversy, legal troubles, and the volatile East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry. On September 7, 1996, he was shot multiple times in a drive-by attack in Las Vegas and died 6 days later at just 25. The case remains officially unsolved, fueling decades of speculation and conspiracy theories. Do you think the mystery surrounding Tupac's death has kept his influence alive in ways that a resolved case might not? Tupac's impact transcends music. He remains a symbol of resistance, truth-telling, and unfiltered expression. His legacy inspires new generations to confront injustice and tell their own stories without fear. The Notorious B.I.G. Biggie. Christopher George LaTorre. Wallace, known to the world as the Notorious B.I.G., or simply Biggie, became one of the most influential figures in hip-hop, despite a tragically short career. Born May 21, 1972 in Brooklyn, New York, he grew up in the Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood where his lyrical genius began to take shape. His debut album, Ready to Die, 1994, captured gritty street narratives with poetic precision, instantly cementing his place in rap history. Tracks like Juicy and Big Papa showcased his ability to blend swagger with vulnerability, earning him widespread respect. At the height of his fame, Biggie became a central figure in the East Coast-West Coast rivalry, a feud that escalated tensions in the hip-hop community. On March 9, 1997, just days before the release of his double album Life After Death, he was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles. He was only 24 years old. The murder remains officially unsolved, fueling ongoing debate and conspiracy theories. Do you think the unsolved nature of high-profile artist murders keeps their cultural influence alive longer than if the cases were closed? Biggie's deep voice, intricate rhymes, and storytelling mastery continue to influence hip-hop artists worldwide. His two studio albums remain classics, and his legacy is celebrated as a golden standard for lyrical excellence. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston's voice was a force of nature, powerful, soulful, and technically flawless. Born August 9, 1963 in Newark, New Jersey, she was destined for greatness, growing up in a family of gospel singers and mentored by icons like Aretha Franklin. Her debut album, Whitney Houston, 1985, became the best-selling debut by a female artist at the time, launching a career that would see over 200 million records sold worldwide. Hits like I Will Always Love You, Greatest Love of All, and How Will I Know showcased her vocal range and emotional depth. Her achievements extended beyond music. Her role in The Bodyguard and its soundtrack made her an international superstar. However, behind the glamour, Whitney faced personal struggles, including a long battle with substance abuse. On February 11, 2012, she was found unresponsive in a Beverly Hills hotel bathtub and later pronounced dead at 48, with the cause linked to accidental drowning and heart disease exacerbated by cocaine use. Have you ever had an artist whose songs could instantly bring back vivid memories from your life? Whitney Houston's legacy endures in her recordings, live performances, and the countless artists she inspired. She remains a symbol of vocal brilliance and emotional connection, her music continuing to touch hearts worldwide. Bob Marley. Bob Marley was more than a musician. He was a global messenger of unity, love, and resistance. Born Robert Nesta Marley on February 6, 1945 in 9 Mile, Jamaica, he rose from humble beginnings to become the face of reggae music. With his band, The Wailers, Marley introduced the world to a sound that fused traditional Jamaican rhythms with messages of social justice, spiritual freedom, and hope. Iconic songs like One Love, No Woman, No Cry, and Redemption Song became anthems for peace movements and liberation struggles worldwide. By the late 1970s, Marley had sold millions of records and performed to massive crowds, solidifying his status as an international icon. In 1977, Marley was diagnosed with acral lentiginous melanoma, a rare form of skin cancer. He chose to continue touring and recording, refusing to let the illness define his final years. On May 11, 1981, he passed away in Miami at the age of 36. His funeral in Jamaica drew tens of thousands, including dignitaries and fans from around the globe. Do you think an artist's willingness to speak out on political and social issues can help their music remain timeless? Bob Marley's influence still resonates today, with his songs serving as rallying cries for unity and justice. His image and words continue to inspire movements, proving that his message was as immortal as his music. Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman's career was defined by purpose and dignity, both on and off the screen. Born November 29, 1976, in Anderson, South Carolina, he studied theater at Howard University before embarking on a career that would see him embody some of history's most influential black figures, including Jackie Robinson in 42 James Brown in Get On Up and Thurgood Marshall in Marshall. But it was his portrayal of King T'Challa in Marvel's Black Panther 2018 that made him a global icon, inspiring millions, especially young black audiences, to see themselves as heroes. In 2016, Boseman was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, a battle he chose to keep private while continuing to work on demanding film projects. His determination was extraordinary, filming blockbuster movies while undergoing surgeries and chemotherapy. On August 28, 2020, he died at the age of 43 at his home, surrounded by family. The news shocked the world as most were unaware of his illness. How do you feel when you learn that someone achieved their greatest work while quietly enduring immense personal struggle? Chadwick Boseman's legacy extends beyond cinema. He became a symbol of strength, grace, and representation. His roles and his personal courage continued to inspire generations to dream bigger, fight harder, and live with purpose. Aaliyah Dana Houghton was a groundbreaking R&B artist whose smooth vocals, innovative style, and captivating stage presence left a permanent mark on music. Born January 16, 1979 in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in Detroit, she signed her first record deal as a teenager working with R. Kelly on her debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number 1994. By her second album, One in a Million 1996, produced by Timbaland and Missy Elliott, Aaliyah had cemented herself as a leader of the new R&B sound blending futuristic beats with soulful melodies. Her success extended to films starring in Romeo Must Die 2000 and Queen of the Damned 2002. Known for hits like Try Again, Are You That Somebody and Rock the Boat, she sold millions of albums worldwide and influenced an entire generation of artists. Tragically, on August 25, 2001, at just 22 years old, Aaliyah died in a plane crash in the Bahamas after filming a music video. The loss devastated fans and the music industry, cutting short a career that was only beginning to reach its full potential. Have you ever imagined how different music might sound today if certain artists had lived longer to shape it? Even decades later, Aaliyah's style and sound continue to inspire R&B and pop artists, proving that her legacy remains timeless. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bean Bryant was one of the greatest basketball players in history, known for his relentless work ethic and fierce competitive spirit. Born August 23, 1978 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, he entered the NBA directly from high school in 1996, joining the Los Angeles Lakers. Over a 20-year career, he became an 18-time All-Star, 5-time NBA champion, and 2-time NBA Finals MVP, scoring over 33,000 career points, ranking among the league's all-time leaders. His Mamba mentality philosophy emphasized disciplined preparation and an unyielding drive for excellence, inspiring athletes worldwide. Off the court, Kobe was a devoted father, husband, and philanthropist. He championed youth sports storytelling and women's basketball, even winning an Academy Award in 2018 for his short film, Dear Basketball. On January 26, 2020, Kobe, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. The news sent shockwaves around the globe, with tributes pouring in from fellow athletes, world leaders, and fans. Do you think Kobe's relentless dedication to self-improvement is the reason his influence extends far beyond basketball? Kobe Bryant's legacy lives on, not just in championship banners, but in the countless people he inspired to push their limits and chase greatness every day. Michael Jackson. Michael Joseph Jackson, known as the King of Pop, transformed the music industry with his groundbreaking artistry, record-breaking achievements, and unmatched performance style. Born August 29, 1958 in Gary, Indiana, Jackson rose to fame as a child with the Jackson 5 before launching a solo career that would redefine pop culture. Albums like Thriller 1982, which remains the best-selling album of all time with over 66 million copies sold, and Bad 1987 showcased his ability to merge pop, soul, rock, and funk into a universal sound. His iconic music videos Billie Jean Beat It and Thriller revolutionized MTV, making the visual element of music as important as the audio. Jackson's influence extended beyond music. His dance moves like the moonwalk became global phenomena, and his humanitarian work raised millions for charity. However, he also faced intense media scrutiny and legal controversies that complicated his public image. On June 25, 2009, Michael Jackson died at age 50 from cardiac arrest caused by acute propofol and benzodiazepine intoxication administered by his personal physician. His sudden death shocked billions of fans worldwide, triggering unprecedented memorials and tributes. Do you believe Michael's artistry will always outweigh the controversies surrounding his life? Michael Jackson's legacy endures in music, dance, fashion, and performance. Generations continue to study his work, proving that his cultural impact remains unparalleled. Lisa Left Eye Lopes. Lisa Nicole Lopes, known as Left Eye, was the fiery and creative force of the Grammy-winning R&B hip-hop group TLC. Born May 27, 1971 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, she brought a unique blend of rap songwriting and fearless individuality to the group's sound. With hits like Waterfalls, No Scrubs, and Creep, TLC sold over 65 million records worldwide, becoming one of the best-selling girl groups in history. Left Eye stood out for her playful rhymes, signature eye stripe, and bold personality, which often pushed creative boundaries. Outside of TLC, she pursued solo projects, collaborated with international artists, and engaged in charity work, particularly in Honduras, where she supported children's programs. On April 25, 2002, at the age of 30, Lisa died in a car accident in La Ceiba, Honduras, while filming a documentary. Her passing stunned fans, friends, and the music industry, cutting short the life of an artist who was still evolving. Have you ever admired an artist who seemed destined to reinvent themselves over and over? Lisa Left Eye Lopes's influence continues through her music, her fearless approach to self-expression, and the trail she blazed for women in hip-hop and R&B. Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke, often called the King of Soul, possessed a voice so smooth and emotive that it bridged genres and touched audiences across generations. Born January 22, 1931, in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and raised in Chicago, Cooke began singing gospel with the Soul Stirrers before crossing into mainstream music. His string of hits, You Send Me, Cupid, Wonderful World, and the civil rights anthem, A Change Is Gonna Come, solidified his place as both a musical genius and a voice for social change. With over 30 top 40 hits in the U.S., he was one of the first black artists to own his master recordings and found his own record label, setting a precedent for artist independence. On December 11, 1964, Cooke was shot and killed at the Hacienda Motel in Los Angeles under disputed circumstances. The official account claimed self-defense by the motel manager, but inconsistencies in the story sparked decades of speculation. His death at just 33 robbed the world of a cultural figure whose music gave hope during turbulent times. Do you think the unanswered questions about Sam Cooke's death have added to the enduring fascination with his life and music? Sam Cooke's influence is still heard today in the work of artists who blend soul pop and social consciousness. His songs remain timeless reminders of love, resilience, and the fight for equality. Nipsey Hussle. Ermias Joseph Asghedom, known professionally as Nipsey Hussle, was more than a Grammy-winning rapper. He was a community builder, entrepreneur, and visionary. Born August 15, 1985, in Los Angeles, California. Nipsey grew up in the Crenshaw neighborhood, an area deeply impacted by poverty and gang violence. Rather than leaving it behind, he invested in it, opening businesses, creating jobs, and launching initiatives to uplift the community. His mixtapes especially, Crenshaw 2013 and Mailbox Money 2014, earned him a loyal fan base, while his debut studio album Victory Lap 2018 earned a Grammy nomination. On March 31, 2019, Nipsey was fatally shot outside his Marathon clothing store in South Los Angeles. He was only 33 years old. His death was a devastating blow not just to hip-hop, but to the many people whose lives he had directly touched through mentorship and economic empowerment. Do you believe an artist's legacy can be even greater when their work extends far beyond their primary craft? Nipsey Hussle's life embodied the belief that success means nothing if you don't uplift others. His music and activism continue to inspire, reminding the world that change begins at the community level. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye's music was a blend of silky vocals, social consciousness, and raw emotion that made him one of the most important voices in soul and R&B history. Born April 2, 1939 in Washington, D.C., he began as a session drummer for Motown before stepping into the spotlight as a singer. With classics like What's Going On, Let's Get It On, and Sexual Healing, Gaye sold millions of records worldwide and became known for tackling topics like love, war, and inequality with unmatched sincerity. His 1971 album, What's Going On, is still hailed as one of the greatest records ever made, blending political awareness with musical brilliance. However, Gaye's personal life was often turbulent, marked by financial struggles, depression, and a strained relationship with his father. On April 1st, 1984, just one day before his 45th birthday, Marvin was tragically shot and killed by his father during an argument at their Los Angeles home. The shocking event left fans stunned, and the music world grieving the loss of an icon. Do you think Marvin Gaye's openness about social and personal issues is why his music still resonates so powerfully today? Even decades later, Marvin's songs remain relevant, influencing countless artists and reminding listeners of the power of music to heal and provoke thought. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was a comedic genius whose fearless honesty and sharp wit made him one of the most influential stand-up comedians of all time. Born December 1st, 1940 in Peoria, Illinois, Pryor grew up in a tough environment and used humor as both a coping mechanism and a means of storytelling. His stand-up routines tackled race politics, relationships, and personal struggles with an unfiltered authenticity that broke barriers in comedy. His work in films like Silver Streak Stir Crazy and Harlem Nights further showcased his versatility as an entertainer. Behind the laughter, Pryor faced battles with drug addiction, troubled relationships, and health issues. In 1990, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, a debilitating disease that gradually impaired his mobility. Despite this, he continued to perform, inspiring audiences with his resilience. On December 10, 2005, Pryor died of a heart attack at age 65. His passing marked the end of an era in comedy. Have you ever admired a performer who used their own pain as fuel to create something that made millions laugh? Richard Pryor's influence can still be felt in today's comedians, many of whom credit him with shaping modern stand-up. His legacy is one of courage, truth-telling, and the belief that comedy can be a powerful force for change. James Brown. James Brown, famously dubbed the Godfather of Soul, was a musical force whose energy and innovation transformed R&B, funk, and popular music. Born May 3, 1933 in Barnwell, South Carolina, Brown overcame extreme poverty to become one of the most dynamic performers in history. His relentless work ethic and electrifying stage shows, complete with precise choreography and explosive vocals, set a new standard for live performance. Hits like Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, I Got You, I Feel Good, and Get Up, I Feel Like Being a Sex Machine not only dominated the charts but also influenced the development of funk hip-hop and modern pop. Brown was also a cultural leader, using his music to inspire pride and empowerment in the Black community. Songs such as Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud became anthems of self-affirmation during the Civil Rights era. However, his life outside the spotlight was complicated, marked by legal troubles and personal challenges. On December 25, 2006, Brown died from congestive heart failure caused by pneumonia at the age of 73. His passing marked the end of a monumental chapter in music history. Do you think James Brown's unapologetic individuality helped pave the way for today's most daring performers? James Brown's impact lives on in every artist who values showmanship, originality, and the power of music to unite and uplift. Eazy-E. Eric Lynn Wright, better known as Eazy-E, earned the title Godfather of Gangsta Rap through his pioneering role in bringing West Coast hip-hop to the mainstream. Born September 7, 1964 in Compton, California, Eazy-E co-founded NWA alongside Dr. Dre and Ice Cube. Their groundbreaking 1988 album, Straight Outta Compton, shocked and captivated audiences with its raw, unapologetic portrayal of life in marginalized neighborhoods. Eazy's distinct high-pitched delivery became one of the most recognizable voices in rap. Outside of NWA, Eazy built Ruthless Records, launching the careers of multiple artists and solidifying his influence in the industry. In early 1995, he publicly announced he had been diagnosed with AIDS, a revelation that stunned fans and the music world. Just weeks later, on March 26, 1995, Eazy-E died at the age of 31 from complications related to the disease. His openness about his diagnosis in his final days raised awareness about HIV/AIDS in the hip-hop community, a subject that was rarely discussed at the time. Do you believe Eazy-E's honesty about his illness changed the way the rap world addressed health and stigma? Eazy-E's fearless approach to storytelling and business continues to shape the rap industry, ensuring his place as one of its most influential architects. Bernie Mac. Bernard Jeffrey McCullough, known to the world as Bernie Mac, was a comedic powerhouse whose sharp wit, magnetic personality, and relatable humor made him a household name. Born October 5, 1957, in Chicago, Illinois. Bernie began performing stand-up comedy in local clubs, honing a style that combined unfiltered honesty with heartfelt storytelling. His big break came as part of the original Kings of Comedy tour and film, where his larger-than-life stage presence captivated audiences nationwide. On television, The Bernie Mac Show ran for 5 successful seasons, earning him both Emmy and Peabody Awards. In film, he appeared in hits like Ocean's 11, Mr. 3000, and Guess Who. Behind the laughter, Bernie battled sarcoidosis, an inflammatory disease that attacks the body's organs, primarily the lungs. Even as his health declined, he continued working, driven by his passion for entertaining. On August 9, 2008, Bernie Mac died from complications of pneumonia at the age of 50, leaving fans shocked and heartbroken. Do you think a comedian's greatest legacy is the ability to make people laugh even in life's darkest moments? Bernie Mac's influence continues through the comedians he inspired and the audiences he touched. His humor rooted in truth, and humanity remains timeless. Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman's voice was a rich, soulful instrument capable of expressing profound emotion with every note. Born July 6, 1949 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, she began her career singing in clubs before breaking into the spotlight with her debut album in 1977. Known for songs like You Know How to Love Me, Living All Alone, and Old Friend, Hyman's powerful vocals and commanding stage presence earned her a devoted fan base. She also made her mark on Broadway, starring in Sophisticated Ladies, which earned her a Tony Award nomination. Despite professional success, Hyman struggled privately with depression and feelings of isolation, often speaking candidly about the pressures of the music industry and the challenges of maintaining mental health. On June 30, 1995, just hours before a scheduled performance at the Apollo Theater, she died by suicide at the age of 45. Her death was a devastating loss for the music world and a stark reminder of the unseen battles many face. Have you ever had a song resonate so deeply that it felt like the artist understood exactly what you were going through? Phyllis Hyman's artistry continues to inspire vocalists and fans alike, her music standing as both a testament to her talent and a reminder of the importance of compassion and mental health awareness. Chinx. Lionel Pickens, professionally known as Chinx, was a rising star in the hip-hop world whose career was tragically cut short, just as he was beginning to gain widespread recognition. Born December 4, 1983 in Queens, New York, Chinx grew up immersed in the vibrant but often challenging environment of New York's rap scene. He became closely associated with French Montana and the Coke Boys collective, earning attention for his smooth flow, clever punchlines, and streetwise storytelling. Tracks like Feelings and I'm a Coke Boy showcased his ability to craft infectious hooks while maintaining lyrical grit. Chinx's music reflected his personal experiences, speaking to the struggles and ambitions of life in the inner city. He had a growing fan base, industry respect, and a promising career trajectory when tragedy struck. On May 17, 2015, Chinx was shot and killed in a drive-by attack while sitting in his Porsche in Queens. He was just 31 years old. The incident sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, serving as a painful reminder of how violence continues to claim the lives of talented young artists. Do you think the hip-hop industry has done enough to address the dangers that many of its artists face offstage? Chinx's posthumous releases and the tributes from fellow artists keep his voice alive, ensuring that his contributions to New York's rap legacy are never forgotten. Howard Rollins Jr. Howard Ellsworth Rollins Jr. was a gifted actor whose commanding presence and nuanced performances earned him acclaim in both film and television. Born October 17, 1950 in Baltimore, Maryland, Rollins first gained attention on the soap opera Another World before making a stunning film debut as Coalhouse Walker Jr. in Ragtime 1981, a role that earned him Academy Award and Golden Globe nominations. He went on to star opposite Denzel Washington in A Soldier's Story 1984 and became widely recognized for his role as Chief Virgil Tibbs in the TV series In the Heat of the Night. Rollins was praised for bringing depth and dignity to his characters, often portraying complex black men with intelligence and moral strength. However, his career was marred by personal struggles, including legal troubles and a battle with drug addiction. In the mid-1990s, he revealed he was living with AIDS, facing his illness with courage and dignity. On December 8, 1996, Howard Rollins Jr. died from complications related to the disease at the age of 46. Have you ever been moved by an actor's ability to make every role feel deeply human and real? Howard Rollins Jr.'s legacy lies in the authenticity and power he brought to his performances, leaving an indelible mark on American film and television. Jermaine Stewart. Jermaine Stewart was a vibrant and charismatic R&B singer whose music radiated positivity and fun. Born September 7, 1957, in Columbus, Ohio, he began his entertainment career as a dancer on the hit TV show Soul Train, which opened the door to touring as a backup dancer and vocalist for artists like Shalimar and Culture Club. His breakthrough came in the mid-1980s when he signed with Clive Davis's Arista Records, releasing his most famous hit, We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off, 1986. The upbeat track, which promoted love and respect over physical intimacy, became a worldwide success, reaching the top 5 in the US and the UK. Stewart followed with other singles like Say It Again and Get Lucky, solidifying his reputation as a performer who could blend danceable beats with uplifting messages. Known for his infectious smile, smooth dance moves, and vibrant style, he became a symbol of joyful, feel-good R&B during the late 80s. In the early 90s, Stewart faced personal and professional challenges, and his time in the spotlight faded. He continued recording sporadically, but his health began to decline. On March 17, 1997, Jermaine Stewart died of complications related to AIDS at the age of 39. His passing was a loss to the music world, but his songs remain a reminder that pop music can be both fun and meaningful. Do you think messages of love and respect in music still hold the same power in today's industry? Jermaine Stewart's legacy lives on through his timeless hits, proving that positive messages and infectious grooves can stand the test of time. Kenny Green. Kenny Green was the silky-voiced lead singer of the 1990s R&B group Intro, whose romantic ballads captured the essence of love and longing. Born January 17, 1969 in Detroit, Michigan, Green co-founded Intro and quickly made an impact with their self-titled debut album in 1993. The record featured hits like Come Inside and Love Thang, showcasing Green's ability to deliver heartfelt lyrics with emotional intensity. His voice, smooth yet powerful, made Intro a staple of 90s slow jams and earned them a devoted following. In addition to his work with Intro, Green was an accomplished songwriter, penning tracks for artists like Mary J. Blige, including her hit Reminisce. Despite his professional success, Green faced private struggles. In the late 90s, he revealed publicly that he was living with AIDS, a courageous admission at a time when stigma around the disease remained high. His openness brought awareness to the issue within the R&B community. On October 1, 2001, Kenny Green died at the age of 32 due to complications from AIDS. His death was a heartbreaking loss, cutting short the life of a gifted vocalist and songwriter. Have you ever felt a singer's voice capture emotions you couldn't put into words yourself? Kenny Green's music continues to resonate with fans of 90s R&B, reminding listeners of the timeless power of vulnerability and passion in song. Sylvester. Sylvester James Jr., known simply as Sylvester, was a trailblazing singer whose fearless individuality and flamboyant style made him one of the most iconic figures of the disco era. Born September 6, 1947 in Los Angeles, California. Sylvester grew up singing gospel in church, but gravitated toward the freedom and vibrancy of secular music. After moving to San Francisco in the late 1960s, he became deeply involved in the city's thriving LGBTQ+ and artistic communities, joining the avant-garde performance group The Cockettes, before embarking on a solo career. Sylvester's breakthrough came in the late 1970s with the release of You Make Me Feel Mighty Real and dance disco heat tracks that became international hits and disco anthems. His soaring falsetto combined with high-energy arrangements and unapologetically glamorous stage outfits challenged gender norms and redefined what a pop star could be. While many disco artists faded with the genre's decline, Sylvester's music continued to inspire, particularly within the LGBTQ+ community, where he was celebrated as a symbol of pride and authenticity. In the mid-1980s, Sylvester was diagnosed with AIDS at a time when the disease was heavily stigmatized. Rather than retreat from the public eye, he used his platform to raise awareness and advocate for compassion toward those affected. On December 16, 1988, Sylvester died at the age of 41, leaving behind a legacy of joy, resilience, and defiance. Do you believe that living authentically, no matter the social climate, is one of the most powerful forms of activism? Sylvester's music remains a fixture in dance clubs and pride celebrations worldwide. His boldness in both sound and self-expression paved the way for countless artists, ensuring that his voice, mighty real, will echo for generations to come. The lives and losses of these remarkable Black icons remind us that greatness often comes with struggles unseen by the public eye. From music legends to acting powerhouses and sports heroes, each left behind a legacy that continues to inspire, uplift, and challenge the world. Their stories spark an important question: should we remember them solely for their achievements or also for the battles they fought along the way? At Legends of Black Excellence, we believe their full truths matter. What about you? Does knowing their struggles make their triumphs more powerful, or does it change the way you see them?